I don't think there's anything wrong with meeting on a dating app, right? I mean, it is part of life at this point. But unfortunately, there is a stigma around it. So when my buddy Jake met his girl on Hinge,
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dating View. In today's video, men and women share their personal experiences with dating apps and explain what they've noticed while using them. They talk about what they like, what they dislike, the patterns they've observed, and how dating apps have shaped their expectations, connections, and overall dating experiences. This video explores the realities of modern app-based dating, from convenience and opportunity to frustration and burnout, offering honest insight into how people truly feel about dating apps today.
Okay, so I know it may come as a big surprise to all of you, but I am indeed on dating apps. I just wanted to share a couple of my little hot takes that I feel like are important, at least to me. If you don't agree with these, that's literally so fine. If you disagree, don't put it in the comments. I literally don't care. If it's that big of a deal to you, go write it in your journal. Starting off strong, we have kids on profiles. Don't care if it's your kid. I think it's weird. Keep kids off the internet, especially if they're ugly. I do not want to see your gremlin niece on your Hinge profile. Please get it out of my face immediately. I don't want to see it. Kind of a segue into that is also pictures of you as a kid. Don't care to see it. Unless I'm actually physically procreating with you, that is when it matters for me to see what you look like as a child. If we get to that point in a relationship, amazing. Yes, I hope your mom shows me an entire scrapbook of you as a kid. Until then, don't care. If you have any pictures of a female on your profile, weird. Don't care if it's your sister. Don't care if it's your girl best friend for 20 years. I just want to see you. I don't really care. Keep the girl off your profile, especially if it's a picture of you with your ex whatever and you slightly crop her out. Oh, please. I feel like I see a lot of men take their profile like super seriously. And don't get me wrong, I think it's good to like put your goals and your aspirations and what you want in a relationship out there, but it gets to a point, right? I do not need to read in your bio that you are expecting me to have 17 different kids, make you sourdough, be forced to stay at home. I don't want to do that, first of all. Second of all, why are you taking it so seriously? That's like something I want to talk about on like year 2 of dating. Okay, fine, that's a stretch. Maybe like 6 months into dating. Kind of like opposite of that, a guy that makes their prompts like, oh, I want a crazy girl. I want red flags. I want toxic. I need this bitch to be crazy. Why would you actively want that? That is such a red flag to me. So gross. No, please want me as a stable, normal person. Why do you want to base this off toxicity off rip? Weird. You're weird. This one I'm super passionate about. If you are, I'll even give it a stretch, at least 27 and your dating preferences says figuring out my relationship goals. Another thing I see far too often is gym pictures. You guys, we can tell, genuinely, like, we can tell if you are frequenting the gym. I promise you. I promise you. Which also goes hand in hand with, like, pictures of you in the mirror with, like, your towel showing your V-lines. Ugh. What? You're posting a nude. That's weird. My future husband is not posting pictures in the mirror with his towel down to his coochie. Okay? Yuck. If a man immediately, the first 5 messages is saying, babe, baby, beautiful, baby, spare me, don't want to hear it. I don't even want to be called that when I'm in a relationship. It feels really, I don't like it. Maybe when I was like 15, that was cute, but we're over that. I'm over that. Please don't do that to me. Which also kind of leads me to my next point. If you message me and I take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to reply back, 1, I don't have any of my notifications turned on because I don't need that in my life right now. 2, and then you follow it up with, oh, okay, never mind then, I guess. Girl, get off my phone. Get off my phone. I feel like it's become super like normalized to make your dating profile look like a photo dump. Why are you doing that? Literally, why are you doing that? Because I do not care to see your trip to the Eiffel Tower with you not in it. I'm here to see your face. What do you look like? What do you look like? Huh? Amazing that you went on a safari in Africa. Where's the picture of your face with the tigers? Did you get this from Google Images? Are you trying to make yourself look cooler? Post a picture of your face. Thank you. For some reason, running is like the newest, hottest fad in the entire world. I'm not sure why, because you could not pay me to run. Unless I'm running from something, I'm not running. But a lot of people make it their entire personality. If I see that you are an active runner, every other picture is you doing an Ironman, a marathon. That's so amazing. Such an accomplishment. Couldn't be me. I am not going to date somebody that is a runner. Because I'm not running with you. Oh my gosh, that sounds like my actual worst nightmare. I would rather shit in my hands and clap than date somebody who expects me to go running. Kind of on that same path is somebody who's always on high adventure trips. I'm totally fine going on a little hike every once in a while. You will not see me climbing Mount Everest every other week. I won't. If you ask me on a first date and you ask me to do anything insane like that, immediate X. I cannot do that. I really cannot do that. I don't know if it's normal for women to do this on their profile, but I feel like I see it a lot on men's. Anything to do with your financial situation. Don't want to see your credit score. Don't want to know that you have a 401k. Don't want to know what's in your bank account. I do not care. I'm not here to take out a loan. I'm here to see if I want to date you, to court you, to take you home to my mother, right? Disney adults. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I've seen enough of the basic prompts, right? I'll fall for you if you trip me. Okay. First round is always on me. What I go crazy about? You. Please come up with something more original. ChatGPT it. Literally throw it in chat. He will literally answer it for you and give you something cute, fun, fresh, and new. Group dating profiles. Also not going to say much on that. It's weird. Please don't do that. Hand in hand with a group profile, group photos. I want you to listen to me when I say this. Please, do not post a group photo unless you are 1,000,000,000% positive you are the sexiest one in that group photo. Not only are you doing us a disservice by posting it, because now I have to scroll through your entire profile, but you're doing yourself a disservice. There is nothing worse than seeing a group photo and thinking it's the sexy one in the middle, and guess who it is? The toad on the far right. Please just don't do it. Please. If your pictures are older than 6 months, I don't need to explain that. Please use common sense. Please don't do the voice memo thing. How to pronounce my name. It's Steve. We all know it's Steve. The bit's tired. Let it go. Find something else, please. When a man complains about filler or makeup on your dating profile, let's not act like if there was a surgery and or filler that you could use to make you taller or have a bigger, you wouldn't do it. Oh, yeah, right. You are not fooling me. Okay, last one, then I'll leave you guys alone. If I follow you on Instagram and your following list looks like you went to an all-girls school, that is the lust they speak about in the Bible. No, you are weird and you are thirsty. Go, all of you men, you know what? I challenge you. Go through your following. If it looks like you went to an all-girls school, time to clear it out, babe. Time to clear it out.
In honor of Valentine's Day coming up, I went on 5 dates this past weekend to see which dating app would give me the best men and the best date. Did I do this for personal reasons? Yes, I'm single. But did I also do this for market purposes and to prove my points with dating apps? Yes. Your matches should convert to dates. So I wanted to recap all of my experiences on these apps, as well as my dates and the guys that I met. I did stay true to myself and like my preferences and like who I actually would date in real life to give myself a pretty good chance of like actually maybe finding someone, and also trying to give people answers and the best possible advice. So the 5 apps that I used to go on these dates were Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, Raya, and Duet. I am a woman of my word, and what we're doing at Ophelia is really trying to help these teams get their users on better dates. So if that requires me, the founder of this tech company, going on dates myself, I will do it. I don't care. So I'm gonna recap my first 3 dates, which were on Friday. The 3 people that I met with were suitor number 1, who is a VP at a bank, suitor number 2, he's a CEO, and 3, a regular finance bro who's just right out of college. I'm also lucky because I don't think any of them are gonna see this, because I made it clear in my first like 5 seconds, like, are you on TikTok? And if they do see this, I don't really care. First date I'm gonna recount is with suitor number 1, who is the VP at the bank. He's a little bit older than me, and I met him on Hinge. I actually had to travel to Brooklyn too, which If you know Manhattan and you know New York City, me going to Brooklyn was like a stretch. I think I sat in traffic for 2 hours just to get over the Brooklyn Bridge. I was already an hour late. I'm texting him from the bridge like, hey, I'm like only a mile away, but like there's so much backed up traffic. He's saying, can we find another time? Like, it's fine. Like, I have a hard cutoff at 9. I'm like, no, like I'm already on my way. I'm fine with just meeting for an hour and getting drinks. Like, he agrees. I get there. Do you think that because I was able to like get in person with him and he was able to like read my energy and not just like text him like sorry, and he could hear my voice, and like I was genuinely apologetic. I was really trying to get a first impression going. We meet at this super casual bar. It had kind of a space in the back, so it was pretty nice. I will say it was probably one of the best first dates that I've ever been on. I don't know if this is subject to Hinge or if this is just because of him. I really only talked for like a week or so, like on and off, not like super long conversations. Clearly the issue really isn't getting someone's phone number or even like communicating post-date, it's like the lead up. I am also a person that like doesn't really text a lot. I'm constantly working. I'll text like periodically, but I'm not like texting paragraphs and like checking in on your day. Like, you can tell me after. Like the day before, he had texted me like, are we still down? I'm like, yeah. I put it all in his hand. But honestly, I rate the date 10 out of 10. We're going on a second date literally in 3 days. The second date I went on with, suitor number 2, was from Bumble. Now, you guys know me, I am very traditional. I very much prefer if the guy approaches me first, but like Bumble's algorithm, I love Whitney and I love the team, so I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? This one, I will say, is why I think date planning really matters and where most fall off happens, because if it wasn't for kind of like the guy that I was going on a date with, I genuinely don't think that we would have made it on the date. Free to go to drinks, just like at a random place in the Upper East Side, classic New York and classic city. So many places were already booked, weren't tables, there weren't availability. I kid you not, it was like 5 places, genuinely didn't have spots. It was kind of like a shot in the dark to just like walk in. So yes, am I a little biased and would say I think Ophelia could help a little bit in that, like trying to find places before filtering through the availability and kind of activities around you, because I mean, we don't have to go for drinks, but it was just like the commonality between us. It was honestly super fast because we had matched and then we spoke for like 2-3 days, and then kind of like getting to like the date was like still up in the air. I think asking for my phone number was like the last step, and I was kind of expecting it, and I actually kind of had to ask for it. Planning was honestly almost what got us not to meet in person. And again, once we were in person, I mean, maybe this is just like speaking from me, I had an amazing time, met him for drinks, like we ended up hopping around and like spending the entire night with one another. And do I think we're gonna get a second date? Like, I don't know. 8 out of 10. So far, the winner for the best, easiest, most convenient dates, Hinge, which if you know me, you know I'm Hinge's biggest critic. So that's a lot. Follow for part 2 for the story time with the billionaire.
I don't think there's anything wrong with meeting on a dating app, right? I mean, it is part of life at this point. But unfortunately, there is a stigma around it. So when my buddy Jake met his girl on Hinge, for whatever reason, he did not want anybody to know. A few weeks ago, Jake calls me up and he tells me, bro, I think I met the one. I swear to God, it's her. And I'm like, bro, Jake, amazing. When? How? What happened? Tell me everything. He goes, bro, like, you're not gonna believe it, dude. We met on Hinge. And I'm like, all right, bet. Like, that's awesome. What was the first date? He's like, no. You can't tell anybody that we met on Hinge, okay? He's like, I don't want anybody to know that I was on the dating apps. I want our relationship to seem like it naturally happened, right? And at this point, I'm a little bit confused. Because why do you care so much if people know that you met your girlfriend on Hinge? I feel like that's completely normal. So I asked him what the problem is with meeting your girl on a dating app. He's like, bro.
If you just made your first Hinge profile, like you just created a new account and went through the whole process, this is what I want you to make sure it is as smooth of an experience as possible. We just want to make sure that the algorithm is well tuned to what exactly you're looking for. And these are the Hinge features that I want you to not overlook. This is exactly what I tell my clients who are new to Hinge when we do Hinge profile consultation. So if you are a one and done, like you want your profile to be ideal right off the bat, if that's the type of person you are, you can check out my availability from the top of my page. I will go over your profile with you, or I will make it with you if you're still on the fence. Okay, step 1, men and women, we are separating. If you are a man dating woman on Hinge, you need to get Hinge Premium or Hinge X, whichever one has priority likes. If you do not have priority likes and you are actually trying to go on dates from Hinge, you need to get them. Otherwise, what happens is your like gets buried, and there are enough other men paying for priority likes that, let's say you send a like to a pretty girl, she will never see it. I can speak from experience. I am seeing guys who sent me likes literally last year, like May 2025. Ask any of the guy friends in your life, they will confirm. It is like a whole different app. But anyways, that aside, I want you to make sure you have your filters for age and location set. Yes, it is a deal breaker. Just make it as broad as you're comfortable with. As an aside, I did just run an Instagram poll. If you aren't following me on Insta, get into it. The Insta stories tend to be pretty fun because I've noticed this trend of older women and younger men dating, and across the board, the women are enjoying dating younger men and the men are enjoying dating older women. So just keep that in mind when you set your filters. Might be worth experimenting with. For location, if you live in a geographically large city like Los Angeles, where I am, you might want to set your location a bit bigger just because practically speaking, it is a ginormous city. Whereas if you're in New York City and you have a large distance, you're dating in Jersey. Then we are talking likes and standouts. So if you are a guy, you just got to send likes, but hey, be somewhat picky with those likes to start with. Ladies, you also need to send, I would say 3 to 5 very picky likes a day. You might have to X out a lot of people to get there, but be particular. For everyone, I want you to every single day look at your standouts. That is going to be the star at like the bottom of your screen. This is who Hinge thinks you would want so bad. Anyone in your standouts that is not to a T your type, X them out. So like with men, a lot of times you might see a really beautiful woman, but her profile's so fucking boring and you want someone who has personality. X her out. What happens when you X someone out of standouts is you tell Hinge to do better, and also they end up just in your regular stat. Last thing I'll leave you with is be active messaging people back and follow for more.
I have a dating horror story. Not really a horror story, but just like it's horror for me. I decided to give Hinge a chance. Now, typically I use Hinge as my little fan club. I log in, I swipe, I'm like, oh my God, attention, woohoo, it's fun. I log off, I got my fix for the day. Matched with this man and he looked like super familiar. I was like, why does this man look so familiar? That's kind of why I matched with him in general. We're like yapping and chatting. And then he was like, I want to follow you on Instagram. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was also in this era of if I don't say yes to dates, I'm never going to meet a man that's actually like normal and good. So I'm going to say yes to the date. So I let him follow me on Instagram. I look at our DMs. This man has DM'd me before, like swiped up on my stories. You're so hot, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, okay. This man has been working for this for a little bit. So you know what? I will go on a date with him because he's been trying. Like, let me reward a little effort here. So I'm like, okay, yes, I'll go on a date with you. We are like yapping nonstop for a week. One of the days I was really down bad. I hardly slept the night before. He was like, I really want to send you a coffee. I was like, I'm not going to give this man my address. I'm not going to let this man know where I live. And I feel like weird, like allowing someone to send me a coffee. And then I realized, I remembered in my head, I let other men treat me like shit. So why can't I let this random man send me a coffee? Why not? So I let him send me a coffee. Things in my brain, I'm like, wow, he's a really nice guy. Like things are going great. Like he's really putting an effort in. He really wants to take me on this date. I'm allowing him to put effort in. He's texting me. He's calling me. He's asking me how my day is. And then he was like, I feel like we should FaceTime before we go on a date. Okay. I think that's weird. Okay. I was getting like, oh, he thinks I'm a catfish vibes. And I know other people are going to be like, it's not weird to have like a little conversation before the date, but we were having phone call conversations and I'm also very awkward. So I was like, okay, FaceTime. Like I have to sit there with my phone propped up and like, I have to like force conversation, you know, like the awkward FaceTimes where you feel like you have to like say things and you don't really know somebody that well. So you are like making sure there's no awkward silence. So we have our little FaceTime call. It goes great. Sure. I'm like comfortable. I'm like, okay, like I could see myself like not having to take 4 glasses of Sauvignon Blanc to the face before meeting this man. Vibes are good. We get to the day before. We get to Thursday. We're supposed to go on our date on Friday. We get to Thursday. On Thursday, he's like, yeah, I feel like we should just, you know, like hang out at my house on Friday. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not, in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to your home. I don't fucking know you. I'm not going to your home. So he's like, I feel like we should just like hang out at my house, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no, like I would actually love to like go out for drinks before and then like we could, you know, split off, do our own thing. Like I gave options. I was like, we can do dinner, we can go out for drinks, like we can meet up with my friends, we can make it a group thing. He's like, okay. Friday rolls around. I don't really hear from him. I hear from him, which It's a rule for me. If I don't hear from you before noon, it's not happening. The date's not happening. I end up hearing from him around noon, and he's not like checking in and being like, hey, like we have a reservation for this time. We're gonna go here, blah, blah, blah. Are you good? Like, da 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 da. Not saying that. And someone on here is gonna say I'm difficult, but it's not hard. If you were going to a lunch date with a coworker or a friend, you would confirm before. You would confirm the reservation. You would make sure your friend is still down. It's not weird for a man who's taking me on a date to confirm. Noon rolls around and he's having conversation with me, but he's not like, hey, we're still on for tonight. We're going here. I have no idea what restaurant we're going to, whatever. I'm already getting weird vibes. And in the back of my head, I'm already like, okay, I'm not loving this. So I'm going to prepare to make other plans for my Friday. It gets to be like 3 o'clock and he's like, why don't you come to my house for a drink before? And I was like, oh, he already asked me this yesterday. So I was a little bit annoyed. I wasn't gonna make it a problem, but in the back of my head, I was like, okay, like this is annoying. I was a little bit annoyed. So I was very polite. I said, oh, I think it would just be better if we met for dinner or drinks before we're in each other's space, just because we don't know each other that well. And overall, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like my general safety. I'm not gonna go to a man's home that I have never met before. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm doing. I politely decline. We keep talking. The rest of the day is fine. And then he asks me again. He's like, I really just want you to come over for a drink before. And now I'm like getting like, number one, you're not listening to my no. And automatically, like, I'm so sick of dealing with men who don't fucking listen to my no and push me. I politely declined not once, not twice, but I'm pretty sure 3 times because I also declined on FaceTime as well. I told you I'm not coming to your house before the date. I was very polite about it. I just want to meet you in person. It's really not that weird. And if you don't want to plan a date, don't fucking plan a date. Don't ask me to go on a fucking date. Like, just wanted me to go to your house. Just ask me to pull up to your house. Don't do this whole bullshit. I politely decline again. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get ready at my friend's house. I'm going to have a drink at hers before I meet you. Radio silence. Radio silence. I'm like, okay. So I didn't hear from him for a half an hour. So I called my friend. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going on this date. Let's just plan to go out elsewhere. Then I had not heard from him. So automatically I was like, you're a freak. Me and my friend end up going for drinks at Wally's. And as I'm telling my other friend this story, she's like, well, what does he look like? I go to pull up his Instagram. He blocked me. He blocked me and he blocked my number and he like unadded me or whatever the fuck on Hinge. So I was like, you're a serial killer. You are a fucking weirdo. You are so weird. It was just so bizarre to me. And that's why I'm never going to use Hinge again. And I'm never going to ever talk to anybody on there again because it was just so weird. And here I am thinking I'm taking a little chance and I'm going to be social and go on a date. And that happens. Yeah, not my vibe. And also super weird. And all I can say is it was giving red flags. And I'm really proud of myself for not giving into the red flags because I love a little toxic moment. But he was like kind of making me uncomfortable and scaring me. So I didn't end up going on a date with him, obviously. And mind you, this man was in my DMs. In my DMs begging for me to just give him a grain of attention. That's why I'm not going to date in 2026. Especially in Los Angeles. Bizarre. Bizarre.